How's it going, everybody? It is January 10th. I'm here at Wellington Point Boat Launch in Ladner. I'm meeting up with Fred and his roommate Dustin. We are gonna cruise out to Sandheads of all places. We're gonna dive around there if we can and see what is underneath that lighthouse. We don't expect too much for visibility. There might be some silt at the surface and maybe some clear water down below, but not too sure. The Fraser has one of the largest salmon runs in the world. We're gonna have to be careful because there is some ghost nets in this river, so we all have knives with us and we're gonna have a nice safety briefing. I know the crabbing is good at the point there. I've had success dropping traps in the past, but yeah, it's more just for the experience. If it's gnarly out there, I know Sandheads can get pretty crazy. We'll just do a boat ride. We're not gonna take any unnecessary chances, but I've been wanting to do this one for a while. With all the fresh water right at the mouth of the ocean, I'm not sure how that will work with sea life, if we'll find rockfish and lingcod in the rocks or if the freshwater content is too high. It's going to be some brackish water out there. Who knows, we might see a sturgeon. That's a possibility too. We're going to launch the boat here pretty quick and get cruising. Well, you guys are all geared up. I wasn't sure if you were going to gear up or not.
Well, you got time because I got to launch.
Yeah, I figured as much. Cool, man. Kind of screwed up today. I brought myself some warm wetsuit lube, but I forgot it in my house. So I'm mixing up a little bit of lube I have with me right now with some coffee. You know, I'm gonna smell like coffee on this dive. Worst things to smell like though.
So bad, yeah, the fact that you only want to be dead, want to be dead, want to be dead to my life.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's not raining out either. It's awesome. I've been up and down the Fraser River hundreds of times, and I can never get over the amount of beauty that surrounds this area. What up, Fred? I've also learned to always show respect to this river. The water is cold, the currents are strong, there's a lot of debris in the water too, so if you don't keep an eye out, you can easily plow into a deadhead. I've witnessed a life being lost on this water too. Be careful if you're on the Fraser, it's deadlier than it may appear. Alright guys, we got to Sandheads and the river is shredding and the visibility is zero. There's no point in diving here, it'd be too dangerous. Maybe one day we'll make it back, but yeah, for now we're gonna have to figure out a plan B, but it's still nice to be out here. What do you guys think? Yeah, it's always fun. Alright, keep cruising. While making this video, I learned a lot about Sandheads. The original lighthouse was just a ship that was anchored at the river's mouth in 1866, but it capsized during a storm in 1878. The ship was replaced by a lighthouse which was constructed in 1884, which didn't last long due to the shifting sediment, so another ship was brought in. Another lighthouse began service in 1956 before the one that sits here currently today since 2002 was built. We saw a bunch of seabirds congregating in the ocean. We thought they might be hunting for herring, so we went around to inspect. We figured we might be able to dive in a bait ball. We didn't see any evidence of fish, but it was quite the spectacle to see. We're on the search for some decent visibility. We were cruising south towards the ferries in hopes to find some good viz, but we were unsuccessful and it was getting pretty choppy out. This ship here delivers vehicles from overseas to the parking lot by the Silver City Movie Theater. And this vessel here dredges the river's bottom to ensure freighters have adequate depth when getting up and down the channel. having the greatest luck out in the strait, so we decided to swing by Steveston and grab some food. We're not Navy SEALs, we're just SEALs. Yeah, we're walking through Steveston in open saw wetsuits. Yeah, that's not weird at all. We stopped by for some food at the Britannia Brewing restaurant. We had some great food and great service at the same time. The food was amazing. If you're in the area, check it out. Some good food here, and gonna keep rolling. We continued on our journey, walking through Steveston, getting some funny looks, and sparking up some conversations. If you're ever feeling lonely, just walk through town in a wetsuit. That'll do the trick. We also swung by the fuel dock so I could say hi to a friend I used to see when I was filling up my boat. I'd go for day trips to the island. We'd go spearfishing all day, and then we'd come back here to get fuel, and I'd see him every weekend.
The smallest rope this cleat has ever seen.
Do you think that cleat will hold this beast?
You know what? It might need to be a bit bigger.
I'll make a knot.
What is this, a cleat for ants?
Yeah, right? The sad realities of a global pandemic. Come on, humans. We also checked out the Rightful Bird Sanctuary from a different vantage point. If you haven't been there, it's a great spot to check out with your family or your girlfriend/boyfriend. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna dive today, but yeah. Saw some nice birds, some nice sights out here in the Fraser. So fun. My wife and I named these swans Samson and Delilah. We used to see them all the time when we were staying down on our boat.
Oh, you came here!
They're not always the friendliest couple. It would be a good place for like bocce and stuff. Alright, we are here in Ladner at Gilligan's Island. This is a iconic spot in Ladner to come hang out in the summertime. You know, it's jet skier's paradise. It's a pretty fun day. You know, we didn't make it in the water, but you know, we did some bird watching, some sightseeing, walked around Steveston in an open saw wetsuit, which is a bit comical. You know, that just goes to show all you need is the water, some good people, and you're gonna have a good time. Yeah, had a really fun trip today, making the most out of a bad visibility situation. My dad used to take me down to this beach when I was a kid. It's changed a bit over the years, but still super awesome. The amount of wildlife and vegetation you see when you get outside of the town of Ladner is pretty crazy. Makes me wonder what Delta looked like before humans paved it over. Yeah, right? Well, I think they cough those out. I think...
Like a hairball. Like kind of like a...
Yeah, it's like a hairball, yeah. Little owl pellet. You can see the tail, you can see all the bones. Yeah, you can even see its little hands and feet.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to. You You don't want to have to poop bones.
No.
We finished up the trip with a little detour and checked out the floating homes in Ladner. My wife and I were seriously considering purchasing one at one point in time, but there's a lot of hidden expenses. You gotta pay huge amounts of money for insurance, you gotta pay for mortgage, beavers can go underneath floats and wreak havoc. Plus, anytime you put something on your float home, you have to ensure it's not going to negatively affect the buoyancy. The biggest factor in not buying a float home was the fact that many communities do not permit children. So, it's kind of a pipe dream, but something we might consider down the road in the future. I wish we were able to get into the water at Sandheads, hopefully again one day, but my life is more valuable. If you guys like this video, consider subscribing, give it a like. Thanks, peace, love.